Hi, Gary Gibson, the owner of Gibson Tree Care here. Just doing another short video on the Treemotion. I did one before, but this one's going to replace it because now the saddle is set up. I've climbed it in a few times and I am going to keep it. Previously I climbed in Petzl sequoias, such as this one, which again is a great little saddle. Not nearly as comfortable or as versatile as the Treemotion though. And I will go on record as saying that I have to eat some words because I did say for the last year and a half that the Treemotion was just an overpriced piece of junk without actually getting one, taking the time to set it up or climbing in it. Now I will tell you that when I got it, took it out of the box, I wasn't really happy with the way that it hung me on my chin-up bar in the house. I just about packed it back up and sent it back to Luke at treestuff.com because, again, I thought that it was just an overpriced piece of junk. I emailed a few people, talked to a few people, Scotty Olson, James Kilpatrick, and a couple other people, and got some tips on setting it up because that's how they are made. They're made to be extremely versatile and individual. So this is mine now, and it's pretty much set up. There probably are a few more minor adjustments that I am going to do to it, but for the most part this is set up. As you can see, each Treemotion comes with many little holes all through the back pad and the leg pads, the outer part of them, that is. Now the leg pads and the back pad are just Velcro, so they can come undone and wash them when they start to get a bit gamey. It comes with these two gear loops already on, which you can adjust. This middle red one is for hanging your chainsaw, so you would clip your dog snap or beaner or whatever you have into here, and then you could either hang it fully extended from there, or what I've done is I put a carry tool on the left and the right. I didn't put it up in this one because that pulls a little bit on my hip. I put it here, and when the saddles fit right for climbing with a top handle saw, when this weights, the shape of the saddle and where you wear it pulls it down hard against your glute, which will or your butt, and that'll hold it in place. Guys that have no butts, I guess they're out of luck, and some of them wear suspenders. Anyway, comes with these holes so you can put stretch cord in, such as this stuff, and I've customized this tubing. As you can see, I've cut it to the different lengths I've wanted, and this way you can put your accessory loops exactly where you want them, not where the manufacturer dictates, because it comes with none of this on it, so you do it yourself. So I have two here. I have two kind of one on an angle here and one straight small one, another one over here. And what I did was I took some of the bungee cord, and instead of putting a carry tool on the leg, I put just a little bit of this bungee strap cord, and that way if I want to clip, say, some loop runners on a small beaner or a camera or some other small accessory hanging on the leg straps, then I could do it. What I do like too are these Austria Alpen buckles, and they're friction buckles. Now these were on the Tree Flex, which is another saddle I had I really liked. Problem was it was the wrong size. These buckles are real basic, not really much fuss, not much muss. There's not a lot that can go wrong with them. They're solid. Now I will say that you have to be careful because you can lock only one side of this. Make sure that when you're clipping it up, both sides lock in, because I've happened to look down a few times before going up, give it a push, and locked both in. I've adjusted the rope bridge where I think I'm going to like it. I probably am going to adjust it a little bit shorter just to see the effect. Now this was crooked when I got it. This was twisted right here. So what I've done is I've cut the loop off, melted the end, took it apart, rethreaded it. There's too much leg strap anyway. You'd have to have legs like this for it to fit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it into a shoe repair guy, that I know and have him just fold this back over or under and stitch it into the loop. And I think what the loop is just to prevent it from coming back through. I don't think it ever will, but that's just in case. Did the same thing to the waist belt. So let's put this on. I do have boots on, just to make it a little more realistic. That's the only problem that I do have, that I've said before, is I don't like the fact that the leg straps don't completely come undone. But, you know, it's something you get used to and something you live with. Now, what I was told, let's get my BlackBerry off here, is you have to wear the saddle really low. So that's what I've done. And I feel my hip bones here, and I go with the front pads below my hip bones. Snap it in. Make sure it's double locked, which it is. Lock this leg loop, and lock this leg loop. Now this is where I wear it. It seems fairly tight there. It could be a little bit tighter because obviously I got it on quite easily. This part that you see in the back, this is the first aid kit that straps in. This gives you a lot of support when you're in a tree and you want to lean up against a stem or something to take a break. This first aid kit gives you some good lumbar support and just some general padding. And you pull down here, that wedges this pad right in against your butt and keeps it from pulling the saddle off you. Like I've had it in the tree with chainsaw on, so I know that it will do that quite effectively. The rope bridge again. Now if you can see this, one of the good features about this is this strap here, because if you look, when I'm doing this, you can see these two front rings sliding side to side, giving you really amazing side to side motion, hence the name Treemotion. Now when I stand upright, this comes just to about my belly button. So that's pretty much where I wear it with my Petzl Sequoia, because the thing about the Treemotion is the attachment's probably a good 4 inches lower than it is on my other saddles. This riser adjustment you can adjust here, which puts these D's closer or farther from your body. You can adjust the leg straps. I like them fairly snug, not too tight, not too loose. Friction buckles are nice. They're Australia Alpine. They're a nice feature. What is really outstanding about this is this red ring supports this D-ring. Now this D-ring might look, because it's round, might look like it's kind of small. It's actually not. It has more usable space than my Petzl Sequoia, just because of the design. And this red ring under it is built to disperse the pressure when you're lanyarded into the tree, and it does an amazing job when you're in there and you're tied into the tree and it's holding you in place. It really disperses the pressure. This is an ingenious invention, and it does its job really well. So basically, this is the saddle set up. Now I do have a few accessory beaners, a couple little loops I put on here for hanging hand saws off. So just quickly clip some stuff on here to show you what you could put on it. I'd never climbed with this much, but I could get more on than this too. So start just by clipping in my beaner, or my lanyard, sorry. This was made by Nick. It's Blue Moon at splicesbynick.com. Pretty much everything you see was bought at treestuff.com. So if you contact Luke at www.treestuff.com, Luke can set you up. So I take my secret weapon. I can clip it into here. If I wanted to take another friction saver, I could clip it here. My hitch climber climbing system, I can pop that on. Everybody climbs with an 8, or at least you should. Clip that figure 8 on. You got a rigging paw. Put one of those in there somewhere. Little feature like this, a little piranha knife that from CT from Trango that Luke sells. Awesome little knife. It's nice to have because you never know when you do need a knife, and this one's non-invasive. You don't even really know you have it. So put that on. William ball with a loop runner for maybe some redirects. Put that on here. Some loop runners. Put those on. You know, maybe a couple extra little accessory carabiners here and there. Some DMM big boas. Put a few of those on. Handsaw. So I do have a spot here with the loop that I made, so I can just clip it on. And you know, even if you wanted to say clip a water bottle on, you could do that. So the saddle will support all this. Now I would never climb with all of this, but you can see that it's still securely on the hips, securely in place, and you know, would easily hold all this plus more. If you wanted to put more on here, for example, if you were working by yourself, which you shouldn't, but sometimes you have to, you could put a ton of stuff on here, carry it up with you, hang it on a daisy chain after you're in the tree. I wouldn't recommend climbing with all this stuff on here, but you know, it could be done. So all in all, I've made a video of me climbing in a tree with the Treemotion. It was kind of snowy, ice, about 4 inches of snow on the limbs, a bunch of ice under the limbs, under the snow I mean, so it was a little hairy, but we got it done. After all, this is Canada, so we can't not climb when the weather's not exactly what you're looking for as ideal climbing weather. Unloaded this a bit. Now I can tell right away that I should probably have the waist belt just a bit tighter. But one thing, like I said, I'm going to experiment with is shortening the bridge a bit. Easy to do. Some double fisherman's knots on either side. So that's basically it. If you have any questions on the Treemotion, you can either go to Treemagineers website, or you can go to treestuff.com and you can ask Luke, and you can read some of the reviews that people have put on there. My opinion, great saddle.